There she is. There's Anita. All right. Shh. Is everybody ready? So this is the official part of our program. So I just have a few words I'm going to say to you this morning. And I gave this a lot of thought. This is a big deal. What Anita's undertaking again this cycle is a big deal. And it is my honor to be a part of this. And you know, I don't think of this as the start of a campaign. I think of it as a continuation of that campaign that she kicked off in 2017, right? Yep. And many of us were a part of that. Raise your hand. Yeah. 140,000 plus votes strong for Anita Malik. I'm going to share with you a personal thought about Anita. You know, I remember the first time I saw her speak, and it wasn't just her words. You know, words of justice and fairness and equality and equity and family and children and education and health care. It wasn't just that, it was her presence that has me following her to the ends of the earth. And the other thing I know about Anita is there's this inherent honesty and integrity, and there's a grit and intelligence that is so sadly missing, I would say, in many people who are holding public office today, shall go unnamed. But I saw it in her then, and I see it in her now. All of us have been blessed to call this woman our candidate and our friend. And without a doubt, she is the one. She is the one. But it's going to take all of us, all of us. We will make the wind that will carry her all the way to Washington, D.C. in January of 2021, but to take the oath, I guess a little sooner. We are the wind, she is the storm. Yeah? It's the storm that I think will bring true and lasting change finally to this country. That fierce, beautiful, kind, gentle storm. That's Anita. So CD6, are you ready to finish what we started? Are you ready? All right. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce someone very, very special. I've come to know this talented, incredible soul through the last campaign cycle, and I've watched him, a boy in each arm, standing side by side with Anita and supporting her, encouraging her, I'm sure collaborating with her on strategy, and yes, singing and playing the guitar at Anita events. It's amazing. I can say without a doubt they make a formidable team. And the love and respect I see that exists between them is so apparent. They are truly a team, and it's my pleasure to introduce Anita's husband, James Miller.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jody, for that wonderful introduction. After 6 neurosurgeries last fall, 6 months after the fact, and I'm happy to say that I'm back feeling 100, not just 100%, 110% today. To be honest with you, Anita's a little bit miffed, honestly, because everywhere she goes, people keep asking, how's James? And can you guys hear okay? And of course, I hear all about this, as well as I hear every detail about the campaign always, so it's fine. So I'm, being the vain musician type that I am, going to relish in this moment for just the next 30 seconds, okay? Just In all seriousness, though, I do want to say thank you to everyone who came out and supported our family, the friends, the people that watched our kids, that brought us food, the doctors, the nurses, everyone on down. It's a cumulative effort of this community and the people that are here and not in this room. That's the reason that I'm standing here today. So I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. And today, we are kicking off Anita Malik's 2020 campaign, right? I look around the room and I think this is a little different from the last time. Last time, September 17th, 2017, we launched a campaign from a kitchen table. It's very different today. That kitchen table, farmhouse style, covered in crayon and stickers, home to many discussions, many family debates and campaign discussions. That became our war table for the campaign, as well as it was a place where we would just have special moments with our family and friends. So 2 years ago, when we decided to take a feet-first plunge into this race, that was decided at that table. The decision to run again for 2020 was made at that table. That farmhouse kitchen table has seen a lot. And something else in particular that I want to talk about for a minute. Put Anita on the spot. You know how couples tend to get to know each other so well, they finish each other's sentences. Well, inevitably, if you're going to marry a musician, it's going to happen that you're going to finish their song at some point, right? That's how we roll. So a couple of years ago, in fact, I was working on a song, and Anita walked in, and she said, I'm just hearing this melody. It sounds like, will you move forward? And it's just like that, exactly. And that seed became the idea of a song that is still an anthem and rings true today. And like so many Americans who have faced hard times, hardships, the choice is always obvious to us. We move forward. That's just what we do. And Anita will tell you, when I was in the hospital for those 6 excruciating weeks, she was just putting one foot in front of the other, finding time to visit me in the hospital, to take time with the kids, and still run a campaign that was incredibly successful by my count. And but she will tell you, that's just what you do. You keep moving forward. You put one foot in front of the other. And I think if you were to look at that table, and if in just the right light, at just the right time of day, I think you can almost see those conversations, those moments, etched into the top of that table. And I'm sure that families in the audience today have that similar experience with those gatherings around the family table. That's where it happens. And if you listen, you can hear a hopeful song of change. So without any further delay, it is my pleasure to introduce my lovely partner, my wife, the mother of my children. She is your champion and David Schweikert's worst nightmare. Please welcome Anita Malik.
I love you. I love all of you. Thank you all for being here. We can't, as people, change the past. But we can, and you're going to hear this a lot because this is our mission, we can move forward and we can fight for our future. And like you just heard, that's what we decided to do as a family. That's our theme, that's our motivation, is to keep moving forward. And that is why all of you are here today, so that we can move forward for our district, for our community, and have representation that's for every voice, that votes our values, not his corporate donor values. And so I'm so grateful to my co-writer in life, for letting me do this again, first of all. But it was a joint decision, and for letting us dust off the song, which you'll hear throughout this campaign. It is special to us. It is what this is about. And we are ready to co-write our next successful hit. And it's going to be a win in Arizona's 6th congressional district. So now the reality. The reality is it won't be easy. And I have had my moments where I say, how am I going to do it all, right? I mean, frankly, I'm always looking for that 3-hour block of time where I can get a babysitter and just go see Endgame. It hasn't happened. Don't know if it will. Love Marvel movies. Big fan. Yes, big fan. So this is killing me, as you can tell. Why else would I bring it up? But no, really, as I go through my moments, I'm human. And I'll have those moments where I feel like I'm stretched, I'm strained, I'm stressed. And every time that happens, I come back to the point where I remember that how I am feeling is no different from moms and dads, men and women throughout this district, families throughout this country. Because this administration has made it very clear that we are numbers. We are a question mark. Do we drive revenue? If not, let's move over here. That's not what representation is about. It's about people first. And so when they give us numbers that apparently make it seem like our economy is strong, those numbers aren't the full story. Economists know that. They know that. When most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, when they don't have savings in case of an emergency, that's the reality. That's the microeconomic story of the kitchen table that we need to be talking about. And why are we here? Because we have rising healthcare debt, student loan debt, tax policy that has taken away the deductions that support the middle class, that actually build and grow our economy. Because wages aren't moving. They're stagnant. People are working 2 and 3 jobs. And because women are still not being paid the same as men. We believe in people. We know that revenues, and Mr. Schweikert's all about numbers, he should know this, but we'll give him a pass. I'll tell him, I'll teach him. Revenues alone do not make for profitability. Profitability means you invest. You look at the deficit, the debt you are causing to make those revenues. He has no concern about the deficit. It doesn't matter to him. His priorities are wrong, mine are not. We will make smart investments. Investments in education, lifelong education. Investments in healthcare for all. A healthy workforce, investments in paid maternity, paternity, and sick leave. Investments in our environment. That is how you see a return. It is people before profits, but not for David Schweikert. He doesn't see the economic connection. And again, we will take that message and we will make sure people hear that. Our families are at risk, security and our health because of climate change. David Schweikert says that climate science is arrogant and there's no data to support it. Well, he offered me a coffee meeting last cycle. And I'm thinking I'm going to take him up on that because I would love to sit with him and show him the data in the UN report. This is real, but guess what? It benefits him to be a climate science denier. It benefits the profits, and it benefits his interests. So he will put fossil fuel money ahead of people. That's his priority. My priority is science. My priority is to work on behalf of our families. We are stressed. We are strained. We are traumatized by our kids and the safety in our schools and our communities. David Schweikert has made it his priority to say no to bipartisan background checks. He voted no on H.R. 8 when most Americans believe it was the right thing to do. David Schweikert will put NRA money ahead of our families. I will fight for our families. And you can make the Second Amendment stronger for everyone if it is safer. We will close loopholes. We will not pass bills to open more. And our families are stressed and strained because of the rising cost of health care. We are losing lives because people do not have health care. You want to know what David Schweikert thinks? Yes. And why am I telling you all these things? Because we have to be out there and have that conversation. That is how we do this. David Schweikert has said that it is not about who pays for health care. Let's get outside of that conversation, guys. It's about technology and lowering the costs using technology. Well, from someone that is really from technology, unlike Representative Schweikert, I will tell you I support the use of technology for solutions throughout our economy and healthcare and education. DC needs more of that. But I will also tell you technology is not the only solution here. It's not going to fix the problem. Healthcare needs to be something that we make sure everybody has access to, A. We need to make sure that we're talking about lowering those costs. And how do you do that? Your government has leverage. We need leverage. We need to make sure we have permanent protections for pre-existing conditions. We need to look at the modern workforce and where we are as a country and understand that there should be portability in healthcare. It needs to go with you, not having you tied down to one particular job or working 3 or 4 jobs or killing innovation because people can't go out there and chase those ideas and those dreams. We need to make sure there are standards in our coverage so there aren't these out-of-network, in-network battles that we see every day. The debate, the conversation about healthcare needs to come back to the kitchen table. It needs to come back to the microeconomic family story. Because no family should have the story of this. This is our bill. No family should open up a mailbox and ever receive this. And guess what? So many do. Too many see this bill. It's not something that I take lightly. Your rights don't come with a cost. And so I will promise this to you today that I will not stop until we make healthcare as a right a reality in this country. So we move forward. We start this again, but kind of just picking up where we left off also. Last cycle, we united. We brought a vision, a mission of hope. We talked about people, not party. We're not about name calling in this room. We're not about the labels. We're about those common ideas about our family and what's better for our district. And so we closed the gap. We took a 24-point lead and we made it 10. There's something to be said about that. And you all did this. We energized people to come out and vote that had never voted before. And guess what? Of all the congressional districts in Arizona, the highest voter count was here. People came out. People wanted to participate in a midterm election. So we're going to carry that forward. We're going to do it again. And yes, we're going to have a primary. Looks like it'll be a three-way primary again, and that's okay. Primaries are a part of democracy, and I, for one, am here to protect our democracy. I believe in that. It is why I am here today. It is what we need to fix about our system. And also, I welcome as many voices as possible that want to continuously pound on the fact that David Schweikert's votes do not align to what he says and to the values of our district. So it's okay. We'll go through this primary. But I'll be straight with you, because I'm generally quite polite. This is my district. And guess what? And guess what? This is your movement. Nobody has the momentum that we have in this race. No one has the momentum that we have, that all of you created, that can see this through in 2020. And so we're going to do this, right? Right? You're with me? Okay. Whew. So good to see all of you, by the way. And so we're going to move forward, and I'm going to listen first. That's what I do. That's what we all do. That's the mission here. We will listen first, and then I will say, I'm Anita Malik, and you may not think this district is possible to flip, but this is my home. This is my community. I know what binds us together. And I will tell you, I know I have the time to do it this time. We are going to do this. And they may call me, well, say, is she tough enough? Oh, is she the underdog again? Let's just call all that fake news over here. Fake news. You've heard of it, right? Fake news. Because I will tell you the reality. I will tell you the one proven fact. That none of us in here are the ones that ever start a fight, but I guarantee you we will all finish it, and we will do it together. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Anita Malik. Anita, 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 Anita. And my own cheering section. Okay, so Anita would like to invite.
Well, we actually want everybody who is willing to come up for a group photo, but we are going to give the women. It's Mother's Day weekend, and no matter if you are a mother or not, you are the center of this, my women. So we're going to give you a rose, and we'd love you all.